Hello, this is part 5 of the F1 of my F1 22 career mode. I just selected the activity to do before the Japanese Grand Prix or the Suzuka circuit, and a part failed, so I'm just gonna redo it again. It's the heat dispersing wheel rims in the chassis department. Now I have an aerodynamic part and then the chassis part being developed. We finished an upgrade in the powertrain, which has just unlocked a couple things. And then in durability, we completed a turbocharger upgrade, and the supplier gave us an engine upgrade, which my engine supplier is Mercedes. I have no more resource points to upgrade anything. Only at 622, and we're still last in the R&D chart, even behind Williams. And now here's the Pirelli Hot Lap. I will choose the Time Attack, which that car is the Mercedes AMG GT Black Series. Time Attack, I just try to complete the laps within the specified times. So like gold's 432, silver's 443, and bronze is 455. And I get the gold one, which is 430. I do it faster than 432. You need to complete 2 laps around the full circuit. We're getting into the S section of the first sector. Yeah, this is pretty boring, honestly. After this part, I think what did I say? It was part 5. Yeah, after this part, we're not doing these Pirelli Hot Laps anymore. I will try to condense the videos from now on. Right now they're averaging like 27 to 30 minutes each. I'll try to make it shorter, especially if I take out the Pirelli Hot Laps. And then I took out practice sessions and a lot of just me looking at the R&D. I took that out too. Now we're on what? Sector 2? Yeah, we're on Sector 2 now of the first lap. After this straight, we'll almost be done with Sector 2. Moving on to Sector 3 now. Apparently on the mini map I set a purple Sector 2. Going into the final chicane. And just on to the main straight again. Here we go. So one full lap, it took me 2:20. And then I just speed up my second lap because like you already saw it. It was just the same thing. And this Mercedes car looks nice. Sad I don't have the... Oh my god, I'm sorry about that. Sad I don't have the 2 safety cars, which is the Aston Martin and the Mercedes. I don't have those. Oh, I get a silver. I thought I got a gold. Well, I got a silver medal thingy with a 439. So I get 500 acclaim and 50,000 money, or whatever they call it in this game. Now I'm just going on to the race weekend now. And look at the emails from Ethan. Just showing the... Ethan again. showing the R&D completed mark with the weather. And as you can see, the powertrain and durability will be going under regulation changes for season 2. So I gotta protect the parts and driver standings. I'm 8th. Constructors were 6th, or no, we're 5th. Yeah, so durability and powertrain for season 2. So I gotta adapt the part so it doesn't. I don't know, what does adapting even do? I guess it just makes it so you keep it for the next season. I think. I don't really know. And this Mercedes gave me some parts for the powertrain and the durability for my engine. And yeah, here's after the practice session. Yeah. And now I'm going on to the qualifying session. Here we go. I'm running softs, of course. And then I'm not gonna change any parts because they're relatively new. And then now I'm making the setup so you can just see. I just got this from online so you can copy it. It's just a dry, it's just a dry setup for Suzuka. I remember I used to call this circuit the Sakusa, but no, it's Suzuka. So yeah, you can just copy this setup for me if you want, or not. I don't know if it's good or not. I just got it from online. Yeah. Brake pressure 100, front brake bias 50. The fronts will be 23.3 and the rears will be 22.8. And we're gonna start my qualifying lap, and I just do these one shot qualifying sessions. So just one lap to determine what grid slot. Right now I'm on provisional pole going into turn 1, and I keep it going on. Now I drop down to P13. Max Verstappen on provisional pole right now. You can see his car ghost or whatever. Now he's already like way ahead of me, and now I drop to P18. Done with the S section, and we just complete sector 1. And by the end of sector 1, I am P18 with a gap of 0.927 to Verstappen. Now it's switch going into this round part. I forgot the UE or U-turn or something. No, I'm still P18, but now P1 or provisional pole is George Russell in the Mercedes. Going on to this bigger UE, I'm just gonna call it that, the UE turn, the U-turn. And going on to this back straight with a little kink at the end. Little turn left. I'm P21 at the end of sector 2 with a gap of 1.97 to pole. And going into the final chicane, I gained some places back. P20. Going on to the final straight, P21. It's my grid slot place, 21st place. Yeah, a pretty bad qualifying session.
We're all ready for tomorrow's race, but before we begin, let's have a quick look at those who'll be fronting the grid.
And you see, it was George Russell, then Hamilton, then Verstappen. There, now Mark's is telling me it's gonna be a dry race on Sunday. Now here is the GP now. So I just stick with the strategy they gave me, but I lowered down my fuel to 2.2 laps more fuel, which is a lot now. I don't do that anymore. I do like 1.5. Yeah, so now we're just going on the formation lap. And then I think Latifi took a grid slot penalty because I'm supposed to be P21. He's so in the 5 that I can see. P18 is Gasly, P19 is Zhou Guanyu, and Gasly's in the AlphaTauri. Zhou is in the Alfa Romeo, and then there's me at P20. The people behind me is P21 Oscar Piastri in my team, the everything team, of course. And then behind Piastri is Nicholas Latifi, or Go Tiffy, in the Williams. Yep, we just got finished with the S section. Now we're just finishing the Sector 1 in the, what's it called? The formation lap. And now we're getting into this UE, that's what I call it now. You see people behind? Yeah, P17 is Yuki Tsunoda in the AlphaTauri. And I think for the next season, for season 2, I'm gonna get Yuki as my teammate. I'm replacing Oscar. So far, he hasn't scored a single point. In the Constructors' Championship. Like, if I want to win that Constructor Championship trophy for the team, I'm going to need a teammate who actually scores points. So I think I'm going to pick up Yuki, get him from AlphaTauri, put him in the everything team. And now we're just going on to the final chicane. And I think in front of Yuki is a Haas, and then in front of the Haas is Alex Albon in the Williams. Now I'm just lining up in my grid slot. Yeah, it's Mick Schumacher in the Haas. He's P16, P15, Albon, or Albono. I'm just waiting, and now it's 5 lights, and away we go. Now we go, 5 lights. And I saw Zhou Guanyu had some wheel spin. I deploy my ERS going between Zhou and Gasly. I brake into the first turn. I overtake Zhou right there. And now I'm behind Yuki Tsunoda in the AlphaTauri, of course. And in front of Albon is Lance Stroll in the Aston Martin. In front of him is Kevin Magnussen in the other Haas. And in front of the Haas is the Alfa Romeo of Valtteri Bottas. Now there's a gap building up between me and Yuki. Joe tries to send one down on the inside. Doesn't make it. Now we're going into the first UE, as I call it. And I overtake Mick right here. I think I made a little touch with Mick and Yuki. Go onto the grass, and Joe takes a spot at P17 right there. So I think I did a little damage to Mick, so that was a kind of a dirty move, but it's okay. Anything for the place. Oh, I didn't even win or lose a place since Joe just took it right back, so I'm still P18 anyway. I'm going onto this back straight with the left-hander, and you go flat out on this part. Try to send one down into the chicane on Joe. Didn't manage to stick, and George Russell sets the fastest lap. Now going on to the second lap, I'm in the slipstream with Joe. Pull out to the inside of the, and then I kind of push him off track a little, and I take that spot into the first turn. And then we're on to the S section. I'm chasing after Yuki in the AlphaTauri. In front of Yuki is Albon, the Williams, of course. I think that's Pierre Gasly making a pit stop right there. So now he has the wooden spoon of last place. Going into the UE again. You can see the time gap between me and Yuki is 2 seconds. Going to the UE, have a nice exit. Yeah, a really nice exit, turning that gap into a 1.2 second gap now. And now, going on to the the back straight. Go, I deploy my ERS. And my last lap time was a 1.42.9 or just 42.9. And George Russell sets another fastest lap with a 32.649. My second lap time was a 134.135. And then nothing happened in that lap, so I just skipped to the next one. And that time was a 34.669, and there was a yellow flag right there, but that didn't even happen. And this lap was a 34.223, since nothing happened. Now I'm catching Yuki down into the first turn, and I'm P16 now. Yuki is P15, P14 is Albon in the Williams. Albano going through the S section, just around the final corner of the S section, and going into the UE. You can see, and we have the two Mercedes 1-2 right now, and then a Ferrari P3. Into the UE. And right at the gearbox of Yuki Tsunoda, right behind his rear wing. Activate my ERS, trying to get a nice slipstream down into this turn. And I don't send one down the inside. And this is, of course, Yuki's home GP in Grand Prix, the Japanese Grand Prix. So I think, so P15, not that good for his home GP, but it's alright. I deploy my ERS, just using all of it on this final straight, and I send one down on the chicane, make a little damage or a touch with him, and I make the move stick. I move up into P15 with P14 Albon and P13 Stroll, and my pit window is now open to pit onto the mediums. I started off softs and then went onto medium, and then is going onto medium. See my tire wear is 34 on the fronts and then like 30s on the rears. I'm getting pretty worn out now. And then in front of the Aston Martin is K-Mag in the Haas, I'm pretty sure. And then Yuki's still behind me, and I make a little mistake there. He tries to have a look-see down the inside, doesn't stick. But yeah, that little mistake cost me seconds, with seconds in front, like me losing time to Albon, and seconds behind, which Yuki is catching up. But yeah, he's at a 0.5 second gap to me right now. I'm at a 1.2 gap to Albon. Going on to this back straight right here, deploy my ERS again, trying to stay within the DRS range of Albon. Let's see if I make it. I move that 1.2 second to a 1.1 second gap, going down into the chicane, and I think I go into the pits because it's my pit window. And there we go. Yeah, we can see P1 Russell, P2 Perez, P3 Norris, P4 Sainz, P5 Ocon, P6 is Vettel, P7 Tsunoda, P8 Zhou, P9 Piastri, P10 Latifi, P11 Mick Schumacher, P12 Hamilton, P13 Leclerc. I'm done with my pit stop, now I'm leaving. So I have, and then it just cut right there. And then that's the Xbox just messing up. And now it's just the Xbox messing up the capturing of the footage. And so yeah, that cut one lap out, I'm pretty sure. So I'll just tell you what I am at now. P13 is Stroll, P14 is Albon, P15 is me, P16 is Sonoda in the AlphaTauri, P17 is Joe in the Alfa Romeo, Stroll's in the Aston Martin, of course, you know, daddy's money or whatever that his dad paid for that team, so of course he's gonna have that seat. And Albon is in the Williams. In front of Stroll is K-Mag, so P12, and then in front of him is Vettel, P11 in the Aston Martin, K-Mag's in the Haas. I send one down on Albon and down on the inside and make the move stick, managing to keep the two tires onto the road, not getting a track warning limit. Here I get DRS still, and I pull away from Albon. Now I'm trying to chase after Stroll. Down in the S section, I gained some time on Stroll. It was a 1.5 second gap on the straight, and now it's a 1.2, 1.1 gap, and now it's just one. Leaving the S section, and heading into the UE. Yeah, and then after Vettel, it's a big gap between the race leaders. But yeah, Mercedes got that 1-2 locked, as you can see on the mini map, and they're way far away from that next group of people. And heading down into this wide UE, as I say, and deploy my ERS, sticking within Stroll's DRS range. I think I'm going to send one down on the inside at the chicane. Lewis Hamilton sets a fastest lap for 132.210, I'm pretty sure. Oh, and I didn't send one down on this chicane. I thought I did. And I deploy my ERS now, and I get DRS. And I stick behind Stroll's slipstream, and I'm just catching him, and I don't manage to catch him before turn 1 of lap 10. And heading into the S section now. I'm kind of messing up on the exits and the entries of the apexes. You can see I run wide right there, and run wide here too, and I get a warning for exceeding track limits. Now heading into the UE, and the gap is still below 1 second with Stroll, so I'm still in his DRS range right now. Braking uphill into this UE, get a nice exit. Went a little wide there, but it's okay, because the gap is still 0.4, 0.5 half a second. And going into this wide UE down onto the main straight, I deploy my ERS, get a little wheel spin right there, and I went almost. It was like I was drifting, or I was catching that oversteer. Yeah, I think that's oversteer. And then here I deploy my ERS, I send one down on the inside again, and I don't even know how I didn't get a warning for that, for exceeding track limits, but I didn't. So I deploy my ERS and use my DRS, and I'm in some clean air because the gap is 2 seconds to Magnussen. And I just cut and went to the next lap because nothing really happened. So my time for this lap is a 1:33.855. I think I'm gonna cut again because of course nothing happens. So now, lap 12, my lap 12 time, and my best is a 1:33.283. So this lap time is a 1:33.685. And then I just let this final lap run because it's the final lap 13, of course. So yeah, the standings, the places are the same. P11 is Vettel and Aston Martin. P12 is Magnussen in the Haas, me. P13 in the Everything team, P14 Stroll in the Aston Martin, and P15 is Yuki in the AlphaTauri. So we just finished the S section, heading into the UE. Just finished the first sector and heading into the second sector, of course. Yeah, as you can see, we kind of caught up with the train of cars right there. And yeah, the gap to Magnussen is 1.3 or 1.4. Yeah, no points for me today, which is, that sucks. I think right now I'm like Pete and George Russell. No, Lewis Hamilton set the fastest lap with a 1:32.054. George Russell gets his, I don't even know if this is his first win, but he got a win in the Mercedes, of course. So that will definitely be good for him to not leave the Mercedes team on his first season. And then we got the checkered flag, and I got P13, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, so sad, no points. They didn't increase my drivers or constructors and I got driver of the day, of course. But yeah, no points for the drivers, which I'm in a tight battle right now, I'm pretty sure. I think, yeah, P1 George Russell in the Mercedes, Lewis Hamilton in the Mercedes, P2 Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari, P4 is Lando Norris in the McLaren, P5 Carlos Sainz in the Ferrari. Yeah, and Max Verstappen DNF'd. Wow, that's a shocker. Here's the standings now. I'm P9. Yeah, I dropped. Yeah, I got 84 points. And I'm in a tight battle with Lando Norris right now. So yeah, P9 constructors, I dropped. P6, the Everything team. We have 84 points, and we could lose to Alpine because they have 80. Yeah, here's the team acclaim and the cash and all that. All scores at 10. I don't even know how. He hasn't scored a single point for us yet. Team is 15. I'm 12. We got the 2 sponsorship money, and thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, and wait for the next one.